Joanne Thomas with GKS Lifting and Moving Solutions, and today I'm here with David Wood with WECO, who is the Research Chair for SC&RF. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Joanne.
So just to get right into the questions, the Research Chair is about to put out a survey to SC&RF members. Could you tell me a little bit about the survey, maybe a background of it?
Yeah, one of our goals of the SC&RF is workforce development. And one of the things that we discussed and decided was to go after grants to help us fund different things that we may be able to do with the schools, community colleges, and things to get the word out to the younger people. To get the grants, to make ourselves stand out a little bit, we need to work directly with the association to find out what our members really want. In other words, what they have, what are their weaknesses, what are their concerns, and as it pertains to the labor force. So this survey is the first step in that, is to get that out to as many SC&RA members and get them to respond and just tell us a little bit about what they have now, what they're looking for, and so we can use this information to go after the grants to aid the association.
So how exactly will the survey benefit the foundation specifically and the SC&RA members?
Well, it'll benefit the foundation and the association by giving us the in-house data. There's a lot of data out there on the construction industry, but what we're trying to do is focus it more on the SC&RA and our members. What are their needs as far as workforce development goes? It's a problem that all companies face worldwide is the lack of qualified labor. We would try to seek out grant money, and to do that, we have to have some valid information available so we can take it to the various grant providers and say, look, this is our association. We're this many thousand members strong, and we're trying to develop a young workforce, which is greatly needed in the United States. And we've identified one thing is that there's kind of a gap here between the K-12, in other words, when you're a senior in high school, to where you can enter the construction industry is really about 21 years old for a lot of the crafts. So what kind of training is available, and what kind of things could those kids do between the ages of 18 and 21? And so we're trying to get the word out to the schools and to the community colleges, maybe help develop some curriculum or at least some packages that the counselors and stuff could provide to the kids to give them a pathway.
So how does this research meet the objectives of the SC&RF strategic plan?
Well, during this our last strategic plan meeting, we typically the research has been tasked with providing funds to the foundation, a request, whether it be a study on trucking permits or whatever the latest thing is, and which was all fine and good. But during our last strategic plan, we identified that looking at the development of our workforce stronger than anything else, and try to bring that all back in-house. So we put that at the top of our list to go after workforce development, and one of the avenues was to bring in funds to fund development. And this survey, like I said, is the first thing towards that.
What would you tell an SC&RA member who receives this survey?
Please fill it out. Take the time. There's a lot of effort that's went in to develop this survey, and we all realize we get surveys all the time, and return on surveys is historically very poor. But we all have this issue, and we're all begging for new people to enter the workforce, and this is a very important part of that whole puzzle that we need to solve. So if you get one, take a few minutes, fill out what you can. If you can't do the whole thing, not all of it, as soon as possible. It is critical.
That's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Joanne.